Hello everyone, welcome to the Lightbringers podcast, episode 24 of season 3. We have the last part of Secrets of the Obscure coming very, very soon. We're going to talk about it today with our awesome guests, as long as I have done this all correctly and wonderfully. Yes, I have! We have Kroof, we have Rookery, we have Boots. We have all the people returning, other than Fornax, who's unfortunately not very well today. We will see them next time. And Boots just adjusted everything. No one can hear you, I just realized. I'm going to turn that on. There we go. No one said much in that moment in time, so that's okay. How are we all doing?
Hello.
Good to see you.
Doing great. It's doing wonderful.
Boots, why did you change your... You moved your camera.
Wait, why does me... Okay, Tio. Why does me moving my camera... No, you just adjusted that.
No, you did. Now I've got to adjust it again.
How come my... You zoom into my face too much on this.
Dude, this is where you are. Look at the window.
I want to be as far away as possible, please.
No. We want that close-up and personal Boots
This is
experience.
everyone on the stream. Yeah. This is Boots' cam window on Discord.
Yeah, that's way better. You could.
Boots is at the bottom. Dude.
Okay. Well,
you've been doing content for so long. Yes, thank you. Oh my God, my inner cameraman is crying. I'll do that.
Part is that if you ever get confused about what Boots' name is, all you have to do is look right underneath his eyeballs, and his name is right there when you're down at the very bottom of your camera.
Yeah, it's so kind of mysterious.
It's very mysterious. Everyone in this chat as well, welcome. Hello, I hope you're well and good. If there is any problems audibly or visually, please let us know. Massively appreciate.
Visually, I was too zoomed in.
Visually?
Oh, yeah. Visually, actually, I'm too centered. So let me.
Yeah.
Really quick.
Visually, I'm.
What is this? A Wes Anderson movie?
Proof you get. Everyone can move themselves.
Let's continue.
I like being off to the side to like kind of create, a feeling of space.
Yeah, casualness. It's not like so in your face.
Exactly.
If I was doing an interview, I would put different people on different sides because of their
If you were doing an interview, you'd put different people on this podcast.
Yeah, not us.
No comment. Comment.
Did you still miss us? Before the podcast today, Jebro was saying that he missed us, but do you still feel the same now that we're about 2 minutes?
Even the ribbon, even with the ribbon.
We can't shatter the illusion. We can't shatter the narrative that this podcast has created. Jebro hates us. I'm just kidding.
That's what I tell people anyway.
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, I keep doing that whole loud bit like quiet and the quiet bit loud thing, when you're supposed to not talk about your inner monologue out loud.
Oh, yeah. I do that all the time.
That does get awkward fairly.
You live much more truthfully in that sense, though. So.
Yeah, it's definitely authentic. Let's just say that. You can't really blame anyone for being authentic for that one. We're going to be talking about the last part of this first expansion where we're seeing this new cadence coming in, which is really, really exciting. It's going to be the Midnight King story and map expansion and Fractal and Vault refresh and drops and loads of stuff. So we're going to go through the studio update blog post thingamajig of awesome, which Josh Davis, I think, was in on, but written by various people. There's also stuff about oh wow, there's the world v world updates, there's some stuff about PvP, there's some stuff about skills and balance, we've got like a roadmap, we've got loads of stuff. So if you haven't been in, you don't know what's going on, this is going to be a really good informative episode for you to tell you what's going on. Okay, so let's do a little bit of an intro. You haven't seen peeps for a while. Tell us what you do, where you do it, Kroof.
I really do get to go first.
You do get to go first. I put you on the top right today.
Wow.
Yeah,
I feel honored.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel honored. I don't know if I've ever been on the top right, but in my heart, I know I'm always right. So thank you so much. Oh, knowing me, I'm never a top. But thank you so much for having me on today. I am so excited to be back. I do some Guild Wars 2 content over on my YouTube, and I stream here on Twitch. I do Guild Wars 2 usually on Saturdays, and then I think we might be changing it up. We did some Overwatch on Sunday. We might do The Sims, which I've never played before. So we might be branching out and doing like some other, the Sunday streams. So if you're interested, come on by.
Sims is great.
I'm also getting over a bit of a cold, so I can't really. We're going lower today.
Can I, by the way, for The Sims? My wife was addicted to The Sims for quite a while, and she used to do something called the 100 Baby Challenge.
Yes.
Can I recommend trying that for your
What does that mean?
That means the challenge is to
have 100 babies.
To have one. To have one per. There's like a lot of rules involved, but it's like to have one of your Sims have 100 babies.
There's a lot of rules involved.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah,
there's a whole community around like challenge runs in The Sims, like various parameters of like scenarios that you have to do and stuff.
Yeah, because I think the idea is that because when a woman Sim is pregnant in the game, they don't age. But the challenge, I think, is that you're supposed to have 100 babies from 100 different men.
Oh.
that aren't related to you.
What a fun challenge.
You can't do it.
Technically, they're going to be living off maintenance because that's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
That's pretty good. That sounds like a legitimate
What a lineage,
strategy.
though.
I know.
What a family tree.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If real life was like The Sims and you just didn't age when you were pregnant.
I don't want to do that family tree. See, in the land of therapist land, you get trained how to do a family tree of people because sometimes people find it very useful, and it's called a genogram. I'm not doing that one. No, 100 people, like it would be wild. Anyway, sorry, I just had a weird school thought. That's so random. But yeah, why not? I mean, absolutely.
Maybe honestly, for the first time, I'll go for it.
Yeah, do it. I mean, even more than the 100 Babies challenge, I'm just genuinely shocked that you have never played The Sims, crew.
I really haven't. I know. I was always a WoW, Guild Wars player, action RPG, fighting games. I have yet to step foot into like the cozy sim games of like The Sims or Stardew Valley or even Minecraft. I've kind of barely touched, but
should play some strategy stuff. There's a great game called Fabledom, which is
chess.
Really cool. Oh, chess, yes. Well, chess, yes. I used to play chess a lot. I suck now. Go follow Crew. My dad taught me when I was a little kid. Okay, so Kroof, go follow them. youtube.com/Kroof_ is on Twitch, I believe.
Yes, and I believe on Twitter.
Awesome. Rookery, tell us what you do and where you do it.
Hi, I'm Rook, or Rookery. I do love MMORPGs, and I play a little bit of Guild Wars too, but we have been taking a bit of a break from our MMOs the last couple months on my channel, where we've been doing instead actually a playthrough of Final Fantasy IX, which has been my first time ever playing through the game. And it has been so magical and wonderful and emotional, and it's just really gorgeous, and I'm so glad we've been doing it. So while we are rolling back into the regular kind of Final Fantasy XIV and Guild Wars 2 content, we've been taking a little bit of a journey into that single-player JRPG land again and gearing up for all the X-Packs this year. So if you're curious, you can catch all my content and more over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv ROOKURI for Rookery, and you can also find me on YouTube as well as on Twitter at Rookery_. So we'll have here in the next couple months too some exciting events I can't fully talk about yet, but that I'll be a part of, and some other fun hosting gigs and things like that. So keep an eye out too on social media, because I'll be announcing that when I can.
And let me just say, I also heartily recommend going over to Rookery's FF9 stream. It's very fun and enjoyable.
Did you say hardly recommend?
Heartily.
Oh, heartily. Okay, I said hardly. I was like,
yeah.
That's not a great recommendation.
Last stream I was watching, the nips were fully out.
Yes, not mine, but
I was like, what?
no, Boots and I did have a really robust conversation about sci-fi space nipples.
You know we're live, right?
Yeah, which Final Fantasy IX has a lot more of than I thought the game would at the start of it. So yeah. Yeah, it was great. Thanks for tuning in. It was fun. It was fun to play together.
These things are important to know. I don't know what to do anymore. I need to find the chat. Twitch chat. There you are. Yeah. Okay. Good. It's just we've only had one reaction thus far. Just soap. Just like, huh? What? What's happening? Okay. Cool. Go follow Rook and all the nipples. Boots. Kind of walked into that one, I'm afraid. Boots, tell us what you do and where you do it.
Hello, I'm Boots. You could find me at World of Enders on YouTube. And I have just put up the last video so far, I suppose, of the adventure quest, because all 99 adventures have been done, and I got pretty dang good on all of them. And I'm done for now until they come up with new adventures. But I do want to do a retrospective video, like nicely edited and stuff. Like, you know, like how I did with the retrospective of doing the fishing thing and the no interaction one. Yeah, so I'm gonna do something like that for this one too. Hopefully, except I have no time. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think it's gonna come out before the baby comes, and then I don't think I'll have that much time when that happens. So it'll be a little while. And I especially hope, although I do hope there is a new adventure in this next thing coming out on Tuesday in Guild Wars 2. I also kind of hope it doesn't happen. It doesn't have an adventure, so that I don't have to think about doing it for the next little while at least.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And the kiddo news in there. Monday, we're looking. You said that.
I did.
Okay, good.
It's pretty legendary.
It's so legendary.
We're all really, really, really excited for you. And
Dad Boots.
Daddy Boots. the big boots next to the little boots. Baby boots. We're gonna get baby boots.
Baby boots.
Oh, baby boots. Okay, everyone can see what you're seeing on the screen is Boots is. I think this is your latest one. 2 days ago.
You could go to the end. The end has the fastest runs.
Oh, there you go. The ghost fire run, all the things.
I think about like 10 minutes of this video is me reading the special beetle techniques that you have to learn. Did you know that there are like 4 different ways to break the speed limit on the beetle?
No.
The limit does not exist.
There's no limit.
There is a limit. When you boost, you get up to a certain. It's 1,800 units per meter or whatever. Units per second. 1,800. A speed of 1,800 units per second. But if you do certain maneuvers, you could go up to like 30% faster than that.
Oh wow!
I did not know it was that.
I can't do it. I'm very bad at it. I tried.
Sure.
I tried.
You're really bad at it. Yeah.
I tried,
like
but
some ridiculous times, and I'm just like, are you some kind of? What is the whole like? Are you sure you want to consume thing in the middle?
Oh, so
is that like a potion or something that is
no?
Like,
so about
I'll transition.
About I want to say a third of the way through the series.
Yeah.
I figured out that the Jade bot teleporter works in all adventures.
Oh.
Whoa.
So
that's how.
And then also important is it's much easier to press the yes button on the "Are you sure you want to consume" than it is to go up to your mini map and double click on the Jade teleporter.
Got it.
So I started off by having that up and then doing the whole race, and then for the last distance between the second to last bubble and the last bubble, I take the teleporter. So it saves me it saves me usually approximately a second and a half on the on the course.
I mean,
anything you can do.
I mean, that's some, shaving those seconds off in different places is That's how you do it. Okay, yeah. If you want any tips on it, just go and check out Booz's videos, all the things. And as we're doing the outro, we'll go and check out Rookery's and Crew's channels as well, so we can show those off a little bit. But we are going to talk about the studio announcement, which was on May 14th. And we're going to read through it and we'll talk about it. So what we'll do is I'll just quickly do the Josh's bit at the beginning, and then someone else can carry on and do the Secrets of the Obscure, the Midnight King bit afterwards. We feeling that, peeps?
We're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
Excellent, excellent. Also, me, Jebro, hosting the Lightbringers podcast with my awesome friends right here. Every week or two, probably going to be more every 2 weeks. It really depends how much news we get. Next week, we'll probably have one as well because the patch will be out, so that makes sense. youtube.com/JebroUnity to watch all of the Lightbringers stuff, as well as also loads of old content I've done. We're on Spotify, we're on Google, we're on iTunes, we're on so many different places. I technically lied last week because I said last podcast we have over 100,000 plays. That's not on Spotify, that's on like YouTube and stuff, but like on Spotify we have we're almost at 75,000. It's really, really cool. And that's just Spotify. Yeah. But we've got about 300 people who watch and listen very regularly, which is cool. Very cool. So yeah, keep listening, keep watching. Really appreciate the support. If you want to sub, if you want to do the things, you know what to do. But please go to my friends' channels and check them out as well, because that's hugely supportive. And the idea is hopefully they get some attention through these podcasts as well, and you get informed about some things, because that's always fun. Okay, so Josh had a quick word as we go over to the studio update. If you don't have the video up, that's why we're kind of reading through it a little bit as well, so you can hear, but you can watch the video as well on Spotify, on YouTube, and also on Twitch if I saved the VOD right. And here we go. Studio update. Guild Wars 2 in spring and summer 2024. Greetings, Guild Wars community. My name is Josh Davis, and I'm the game director for Guild Wars 2. Today, I'm excited to present the spring and summer 2024 studio update and give you the latest scoop on what's coming to Tyria. We have a lot of ground to cover today, from Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure, trademark, to World v World, player versus player, and more. So let's dive right into things. Who wants to take this first bit, the Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure bit? And I'll play the trailer as well at the end of all the things, unless you want me to play it now.
I'll do it. I got this. Here we go.
Legend.
Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure, the Midnight King. The final update for Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure, the Midnight King will arrive next Tuesday, May 21st. This content will be available for free to all current and future owners of Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure. You want me to keep going, Jeb?
Yeah, let's do that, and then we'll do the trailer afterwards, I guess. Although it's going into other things. Let's do the trailer. We'll do the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because otherwise, Boots, we're going to show the trailer now. That means you talk after. I know that might be difficult.
After the trailer or
after the trailer?
Right now, after Jebro's done with his sentence.
I'm just going to mute everyone. It's going to be easier.
This one.
Children of Nyos, you have lived in nightmare for millennia now. Not one day longer.
Every hour, more of my soldiers die. I fear we march to our end. And finally, she brings herself before the throne. I've been waiting. Princess of Traitors.
That concept art goes hard.
I know, right?
Oh,
that really reminds me of like
need it.
Like a Magic the Gathering card.
Yeah, it's gonna match the Gathering, Diablo.
Diablo, yeah.
It's gonna hellish. I love it.
Honestly, I kind of wish we hadn't seen him at the end of the last update, and that we'd just seen some like apparition of him or projection of him or like one of his servants. And then when you actually get in there, you see like that for the first time, that you witness him as this like growth within the world that's like corroding it, and like, oh, it's so cool.
That would have been if it was just like a projection of a zoomed up version of his face, like I'm zoomed up in the in these podcasts. I think that would have been good. I think because his face is pretty, creepy looking. So like if that was just like zoomed out and like projecting as an astral projection to us at that moment and being mean, that would have been cool. But yeah, instead he's kind of like a skinny looking boy. He's like
he's skinny, but he's so hungry.
He's a very hungry
boy.
The
voice is good. The voice is like properly evil and dark and like really like kind of, like the voice is great. It's just the model and stuff is it's very an interesting idea. I like the trailer. I think it's kind of cool. Nephis is there, and I think most people are important. I'd like there's still no Zoja really again.
I think she popped up in like her astral projection form. She was doing, and I will say this trailer did feel much more epic and grand than the others. I think this is a very fitting trailer for a finale, and also with like the end concept art and highlighting all the different forms of content that we're getting. This, at least marketing wise, made me feel like, oh, this is gonna be a juicy drop. This is gonna be a juicy drop pop.
Absolutely.
I'm into it.
What and because I just remembered as well, just before I forget as well, maybe Kroof, you could start. But you see when at the end of the trailer, I know it's gonna take a minute for you to catch up. Just after it does like the Guild Wars 2 of the obscure Midnight King bit, it has this bit here, and it's like this corridor, and I'm like, whoa, what? And
this corridor
sound.
and this like bestial sound.
It's really dark, like really dark. Like I don't know if I've ever really seen anything like that in Guild Wars 2 before, like that kind of horrific.
I hope we have that lighting in game, because oftentimes in dark locations it's often brighter.
What if that's
it's nice?
A cinematic clip instead.
Ooh.
Like
you haven't really gotten any
like
cinematics.
Like a cutscene at the end of it. Yeah.
I hope. I mean, you would think, given what we saw from the first installment, right? So this finale is supposed to be like the second half. That's the major drop, like the first release portion that we had was. So like you'd think that they would put in some cinematics, some other stuff, especially with it being the culmination of the expansion. And I hope we get to see that. I mean, honestly, this trailer, like you said, it had me excited. It had me hyped. I mean, even with these little smaller episodes that we got, I still think the setting and the like concepts and the overall kind of all the potential of the narrative is there, right? And we've had some really cool moments even so far in Secrets of the Obscure. So seeing this, I was like, oh, it's finally here, and I got really excited.
Yeah.
But so the one thing is, though, I would say that it seems like this trailer kind of confirms one of our suspicions, which is that there is maybe no twist in the end.
I mean, they're not going to show it.
I know, but because so yeah, they obviously don't say anything that could reveal any kind of twist. But also, unless they're like really trying to lead us astray, the text they have in between scenes that kind of describes what you're gonna do also is very straightforward. It's take the throne or lose everything. So unless they're just completely leading us astray there, then it doesn't seem like there is a twist.
Well, they did say or, so there's an option. So you never know how it's going to end up.
You could choose to lose everything, that's fine.
Now, that would be really interesting if this was like a multi-choice game where you could like choose your own ending. But I don't think they'd go that far.
Maybe not. Okay, well, awesome trailer. Good start. Let's go over to the article again. Continue from there. As long as I actually get to the footage. There we go.
I'd like to see, there's a comment in chat really quick from Yulia who says, or maybe we actually are losing everything, and then in the next expansion we need to reclaim it, which could be very interesting.
Yes, that would be cool.
That would kind of go against the contained arcs of expansion to expansion, but I'm not against it.
I'm not against it either.
Same. Rick, you wanna continue?
So picking up where we left off, these final story chapters will bring the commander deeper into the world of Nyos, to the citadel of Sagiros, where the indomitable Midnight King himself resides. These story chapters come with expanded playable space in Inner Nyos and a climactic meta event chain. In addition, this release also includes the Lonely Tower, our latest Fractal dungeon, the second tier of the Lonely Tower, our latest Fractal dungeon. The second tier of the legendary Obsidian armor set, refreshed Wizard's Vault rewards and challenges, and 6 new relics. We'll spend a few weeks monitoring the Fractal dungeon and balancing the encounter if needed, and then on June 4th, we will introduce the Fractals challenge
Wait, what
mode.
did you say?
June 4th is my birthday.
Oh, you just as you said your birthday, you like lagged out or something? You just went off? No.
I filled it in. My brain filled in that gap.
Well, now we all know. Now no one's got an excuse to forget that. Quick. Hey Google, remind me of Rookery's birthday, June 4th.
Perfect.
Got it.
Would you like me to delete your hemorrhoid cream schedule?
That's Tuesday.
Oh my
god. Speaking of challenge mode and Rook's birthday, we're excited to announce that the May 21st release will also introduce a challenge mode for the squad-based version of Convergences and its 5 legendary bosses. Yes, a 5th boss is incoming. You'll fight amped up versions of each encounter while dealing with stricter resurrection rules. You'll earn extra rewards for your efforts, and achieving a gold ranked clear time on all 5 encounters will net you a new title to show off to all your pals. We're also adding an in-game leaderboard for all 5 bosses, so you can compete with your friends for the fastest clear times and bragging rights.
I've gotten a few people messaging me about that and saying, hey, maybe this counts as an adventure.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, no thank you.
But that gold rank though.
But that gold rank
I'll do it, but I'm not gonna treat it the same way I treated the adventure.
I don't think it's the same, no.
Yeah.
I say if you need reinforcements, call us in. I'll be there.
We could do it on stream. Okay, do that on stream. That'd be cool.
Finally,
yes, that's.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, and then we can talk about all the stuff after.
Cool. Finally, we have 3 exciting quality of life updates coming with this release. First, squad messages will now appear when hovering over commander icons on the minimap. This will make it easier to identify the purpose of a squad, especially when you have multiple commanders operating on the same map. Second, by popular request, we're introducing a nifty accessibility upgrade that allows players to customize the color and shape of the targeting reticule while using the action camera mode. And finally, we are increasing the guild membership limit from 5 to 6 for all players. Time to make some more friends.
Can we get a round of applause, please? We have a new guild slot.
Great. There's so much info just in this section.
Look at that. See, but there's a really nice image of the new reticle. I actually can't see it if I do that. Which is really, really cool. I use action camera all the time now in Guild Wars 2. My action camera. I was going to say something else.
I'm looking forward to this too because when you're doing the sky scale fireballs, and I really like those 2 adventures with the sky scale shooting all the targets. It's so hard to see the little reticle whenever you're using it, and so this will be very good.
I've been a day 1 action cam user, so this had not even crossed my mind in terms of customization options, but seeing the image and what we could choose from and the colorings, I think that's going to be fantastic.
I didn't know I needed
to play
this
around
until I saw this.
The other thing is, I want, because of how fun those adventures are for me specifically, I want them to use sky scale shooting things in the air more often in the game. And I think maybe this means
they do them in
longbow rangers have to aim
in events. In events, you do.
Well, the way they use them in the events is actually, so in the events where you shoot those little things that open and close. Yeah, that's fun enough. But in the meta events where you're just standing on a sky scale shooting at a specific spot over and over again, that's less fun, I think.
There's the one with the little towers as well. You have to kill the eyes. with
Yeah,
a
the
bomb.
eyes. I like those.
Yeah, there's that one as well. And then there's the turrets where you have to fly through them to get the shield off, and
I
then
like
you
that.
have to
I
kill
like
them with
those.
the fire blast.
Mhm.
That's cool. Maybe, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I
cool
hope
thing is
they
wicked.
keep-
Sorry, go on, Rick.
No, I was gonna say, I hope that they keep, like, now that these things are kind of introduced, right? I hope that they keep implementing them in future expansions and stuff like that. I mean, these new, like, obviously we got to see it featured here with the kind of aerial combat and stuff like that for Skyscale, but Guild Wars 2 is usually pretty good about generally kind of building off of at least the sort of, I don't know, more like feature stuff that they've implemented in, or like, you know, interactable things on maps and stuff if they aren't like really exclusive to a zone or something. So I hope that they keep integrating both this as well as things like the siege turtle points from End of Dragons and other things, because I think it makes it more interesting and it lets you kind of like engage with stuff in a variety of ways, and not just have like every meta kind of follow this same terrain. I don't know what I'm looking for. Like, it's not always, it doesn't just have to be on the same level. Like, you can go up or down or have obstacles or other stuff that makes it more interesting.
It is going to be interesting to see what the next expansion is going to do with that, because they have been very oriented to a degree, all the maps since Path of Fire. So
I guess my question is, do you think that ArenaNet thinks they've satisfied my desire for Guild Wars 2 in space by bringing us near space with the Wizard Tower?
Yes.
You've definitely got off the ground.
Yeah, but I mean, we got close. Not there yet. So
I think now it's definitely time to go back down to the ground.
yeah, we gotta go back down to the
Gotta go
ground
back.
before we go up again. Yeah,
Because
you're
everything
right.
that goes up must come down.
Yeah, I think next expansion we will not be getting closer to space. You're right. I think
We had the song.
maybe the one afterwards, maybe Guild Wars 3, but until then, I
Guild
think we're
Wars
going
3 is
back down to
actually all in space. All of it is space.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's
you
Guild
got
Wars,
10 years though. You have to wait probably.
Guild
6 to
Wars
10.
3 Dune.
Yeah, 6 to 10 years. It's gonna be a while. Okay, what else was in this? Free story trap. Did they say there's free story chapters or these story chapters? Oh no,
These story chapters. I imagine
three story
there'll be
chapters.
3. Every
Probably
other
gonna be the
episode
same. Yeah.
has been. But we're
it'll
also
be more
getting,
than 3 story chapters.
I hope so for the finale. I wouldn't mind
Yeah.
4 or 5. I would not mind that at all.
Bold prediction: 74 story chapters.
Damn.
That's,
They reintroduced the
that's a
base
lot.
game.
Yeah.
They matched the base game.
They've
How many
they
was the base
completely
game?
reimagined it.
Wow, the things you can
Nighttime
do.
fight is a strike mission now. Yeah.
You were gonna
But-
say, Griff?
On top of this, we have another Fractal. And when it comes to endgame content, that is something that has been poignantly kind of amiss the past couple updates.
Shall we play the trailer?
Yeah, I'll play the trailer.
Let's play
I
the
think it's
trailer.
on Twitter
I got
at
it.
the
I
moment.
got it. I got it
got
ready.
it?
I got.
This
Are you
is
playing it
I'm
now?
all queued up.
huge.
I'm all queued up. Right.
When are you
Everyone,
gonna play it?
I'm playing in 3, 2, 1.
Has it started?
Yes.
Right now it's playing. It does. Interestingly enough, are we unmuted? Can I say real things?
Yeah.
Great. Interestingly enough, it does seem like this Fractal, kind of like we've been talking about and hoping for.
So many videos.
Wait, what?
Like rippling muscles.
Working out. When you live and breathe gym, you don't understand.
Wait, what's happening? What happened? What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Right click the video and set it to loop.
Oh, there was lots of like muscly people on there.
Yes, there
Yeah,
were.
just muscles.
Yeah, I work out. Sorry, you'll get my list on there. Sorry, I
Y'all
work
don't
out
understand
everyone.
the algorithms.
Is the algorithms like, you know, it's not on like anime or like, you know.
Yeah. Well,
Porn or
honestly,
anything.
I have my YouTube set to not take my history into account when suggesting
You
anything.
can do that?
You can.
Oh my god, that would save me so many awkward moments.
Yeah, but the
Smart.
only issue with that is just it suggests what they think everybody likes.
Oh god. Coco
it's
Melon.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Oh,
No,
God.
no.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I was really surprised that they included so much of Jebro's workout goals in this new Fractal. But
What was
But,
that? Now I'm paranoid.
what I was going to say originally is that they've finally done it, right? We've been talking about this for ages. The idea that fractals could have a relation to the story and that they could be something that kind of like Dungeons in 14 or something like that could be integrated into the content of the story itself or things adjacent to the story in this time and place, as opposed to being some far-fetched imagining of something. Not to say that that isn't still cool, but like, again, this is giving them additional stuff to kind of work in. So I love that, like, this dungeon or this fractal just looks so exciting to me. Like, honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing how it like works in with everything, and it seems like it's going to give us a way to even kind of touch base back with the Wizard's Tower side of things, at least thematically. And that final showdown that, you know, we keep seeing playing on the screen between Isgarin and our villain here, I think it's exciting to me. So I'm glad they're finally doing it.
Well, do you think that is going to be the end of the story? Like, you do the story and then the fractal is like
I don't
the
think
end
so.
of it?
I initially thought that too, but I don't think it is.
No, I don't think. Well, because first of all, Mabon's there, so there's no way they're gonna say, "Oh, by the way, Mabon's back alive" at the end of the story, and we're revealing it now as a trailer for this.
That's
for
true.
this fractal.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So there's that, but also, fractals are generally, you know, out of time and not usually in the present, and they only do that carryover thing with strikes.
And also not necessarily real.
Yeah, I mean, this could have been one of like the initial incursions, because we do see Mabon and we do see, what was his name? The demon at the very start.
Yeah, this might be like the first incursion, and this is like this might be like, this is where it all starts.
This is in the past. Yeah, I think so.
The description, I believe, was right after Eparch was banished from the Wizard's Court, and he returned with like an initial force.
Wait a second,
to try to take
Eparch was originally a wizard?
He wanted to become a part of the Wizard's Court, and Isgarin was like, "You don't pass the vibe check. Get the boot."
Fair enough.
And then Eparch was like, "That hurt my feelings," so he came back and was like, "I'm gonna mess y'all up."
Didn't he actually? But didn't he banish him though as well to that? So I can't remember.
This is why I thought this could have also just have been an alternate timeline that the Wizards were studying, because like they use fractals, which I think would have been a cool fractal idea.
Cool. Yeah.
But I think this is actually like a retelling of something that did happen, but I didn't even remember. I thought they would mention that more often, like when Eparch first returned with that invasion. Like that was never really touched on in the story at all that I'm remembering.
There could have been a voiceover for this to do that. I think maybe that would have been cool, because there's no like voiceover or anything. It's just music.
Yeah,
There's, like,
but I mean,
nothing.
maybe the story itself will probably unfold in the episode, and I'm hoping that it's like used in such a way, like I said, that it's like adjacent to the story, where either it's giving us some kind of vital insight into things that happened leading up to, where we jump into the story, or the dynamics between like the different people in these factions. But I, for one, am excited to see that they're like supplementing the storytelling and the actual context of where we are and what we're doing through the fractal this time, because I think that's going to give us a little bit more like bang for our buck in regards to the overall storytelling of Secrets of the Obscure.
I have a lot of questions about this actually, though, because
you Boots have questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
weird for you.
As far as I remember the story of Secret of the Obscure, maybe I missed some stuff, but it definitely felt like the tower, the Wizard's Tower, is, a protecting force for Tyria from outside incursions, and it felt like the incursions from Eparch's realm were the main enemy, not just the current enemy.
In the past, or in the present?
In general.
Yeah.
So So how long ago is this fractal? Is my question.
700 years.
We don't know. I mean, we don't know.
I think I heard somewhere that was like 700 years ago. Like this is taking place.
Oh, really?
Okay, so that would make sense. If you're fighting these guys for 700 years, then yes, that makes sense.
Do not quote me on that. I think my brain just literally manifested that.
Okay.
A long time.
Okay. But anyway, I think
we don't know that officially, by the way, everyone. Just saying.
So wait, is the founding of the Astral Ward?
You're very confident.
But
you are.
Another question is the founding of the Astral Ward. It says there's a lore document that gives the date, but is the founding of the Astral Ward something that happened to protect from Eparch after this original fractal incursion happened, or was the founding of the Astral Ward something that happened before?
It would have been before because he would have got rejected from it.
Right. So what were they protecting from before?
Maybe
they're just doing fractals and being cheeky buggers. They got pulled out. They got pulled into. So they would have got pulled in when the whole thing started. That's when they had to do the defense, right? But then before that, like before the expansion started, they just had this ongoing battle, didn't they? After and from the time where he was banished, but we don't know when it was.
Yeah, because their work, I think they were like studying multiple and also observing multiple disturbances in the mist, not just Eparch, because their fractals are not all just about Eparch as well. So I think they were probably like multitasking, but then Eparch more recently became a bigger threat because he wanted to actually like directly aggress Tyria.
Yeah.
He says 604 AE. There you go.
So that's why I think that this fractal is a good idea, is because the main reason I think this fractal is a good idea is not just to get this whole order in my head sorted out, is because it does seem like Isgaren and Eparch are like, you know, big enemies, two sides of a coin. They like fighting each other. But it seems, at least through the trailers that we've seen, that they're not going to have a final face-off at the end of this. It'll be us versus Eparch, not Isgaren versus Eparch.
Probably.
So I think that at least this fractal gives them that face off to at least tell us what's been going on, tell us what created this animosity, show us why they hate each other so much, rather than having it solved in the end in real time with us there.
Is that what you want to see?
Probably not. I would rather Isgaren be more involved in this story currently.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's happening.
Oh, okay.
I'll say from a player's perspective, I'm happy that this is the fractal with Eparch, because I was worried that they weren't doing strike missions, that I was like, oh, the main villain isn't going to be like the big end boss.
Yeah.
But you never know where they're going to take fractals. But as soon as I saw the Wizard's Tower and then Eparch in the final frame, I was like, okay, that's at least a bit of, you know, fulfillment in terms of having a big bad end boss, a replayable end game content thing.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it fits into everything else, right? And if it gives us more insight into certain areas or aspects, or how it kind of all feels coming together. But it is exciting. I'm so glad that they have, at least with this new expansion format, decided to do one fractal per expansion, right? Because at least we know like they are regularly coming out and there will always be one to look forward to. And now we can see too that they might use them to even further the storytelling of certain expansions. So that's awesome, and I can't wait to play this one. I just hope it looks like it's going to be more robust than what we got for
multi-bosses, please.
Yes, like because what was the one that we got with
End of Dragons?
End of Dragons. Yes. The fight at the end was pretty cool, minus some of the bugs and things they had to work out, but it didn't feel like a full fractal kind of journey, you know, with like multiple bosses or combat. You had kind of mini bosses, you had these little gimmicky puzzle jumpy things. But I'm hoping with this one that it really does feel like a full-on kind of fractal adventure. And it looks like that from the trailer, so.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I think when you did that fractal, it was really cool the first time, or the second time, maybe the third time if you did it with someone new. But after a while, like you say, kind of just like, okay, we gotta do this thing again and just get to the end of it. And like then there's the cool bit. But yeah, fractals are still miss dungeons.
Lean in on the dungeon aspect. Lean in on the dungeon.
Yes, lean into it.
Do more of it. you were talking about, so fractal wise, there was the fractal, but there was also the obsidian armor. Can we move on to the next thing? Are we good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We've got the new tier 2 armor of the new legendary armor, which is the obsidian stuff. Mixed opinions of this online, as I've seen so far. So is there another tier? So there's another tier of this? There's no other tier of this, is there? It's just the tier 1, tier 2.
I think this is the final one.
What do you think? What do you think of it? It's suffused obsidian armor. It's called. Is it suffused? Is it suffused?
Can I be honest? Don't love the
suffused. I don't know.
Not a huge fan of the unsheath animation, but I do like the more subtle effects in terms of the magical glyphs. I love that part. Love that part.
Yeah, the unsheath animation is okay. I like that they have something like that. I think that's a cool, again, an aspect of kind of unique reward or cosmetics that Guild Wars 2 does that's really neat to see, that like most other MMOs might not include for something like a relic or a legendary armor set or things like that. So I like the concept of having unique additional effects, kind of like how our legendary weapons have the footsteps and sometimes different finisher effects and stuff. But that kind of like radiant light explosion out is just like a little much. I think even if they had just done just the kind of like cloud and dissemination of runes, that would have been enough as it was. Yeah. But all of this to say, the actual, like, once, you know, the armor's just on, I think the glowing effect on the runes and stuff is really cool. I think it, you know, it has a nice visual impact and doesn't like completely change or, you know, disrupt the style or look of the armor set itself, which already had a pretty cool foundation. So I really like the special effect on this, and I've been just starting to chip away at it myself. They did do some recent adjustments a bit with the legendary PvE, and I don't know about all of you. I don't know how you feel, so maybe give me your thoughts depending on what you thought. I feel like I've heard the community say that it's a bit more of a grind than maybe something.
They just don't like doing the rifts all the time. That's what people don't like doing. They don't like doing all the rifts all the time and then doing the convergences. And the convergences are what, every few hours or something? I think it's just that farming, it feels a little bit monotonous. But at the end of the day, like, that is kind of, I think it's just part and parcel of what you're doing, because it's easy to get, because it's just farming. Like, it's just farming. That's what you're doing. It's not supposed to be complicated. Like, it's supposed to be like people who just literally play the game in these maps. I actually think it's really smart for them to have something where you need to farm a lot for it, because it keeps those maps busy as well. Like, it's supposed to be a journey. It's not supposed to be like you get 10 of this thing and then you're kind of done. Like, I mean, maybe they
still want it to be an enjoyable journey though, right?
Yeah, but like, you know, is every legendary and is every single step of a legendary journey enjoyable? Not really. But like,
damn provisioner tokens.
A lot, yeah. Like, you know, there's some, you know, there's a nightmare. Like, you know, there's the crafting and getting all the wood and getting all the blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff. But it is fun. But I agree, if that's the main thing you have to do the whole time, yeah, definitely it has to be some kind of breakup in the monotonous kind of farming of that. Like, you farm it for a while and then you do something else and you do something else and you farm again for a little bit. But like, I mean, I just don't know what else they would do, because it's just another way of getting legendary armor. They've got other options, you know. They can do the World v World, they can do the PvP, they can do the raid armor. It's not like you have to do it. Like, it's
a good point, Jebro.
I wouldn't mind seeing it, or some of the currency, because it really is about that Rift essence. I wouldn't mind seeing some of that also be rewarded through doing the meta events on the maps, just to at least, you know, encourage people to also play the metas.
You don't get it from that?
I don't believe you do. You just get like,
yeah,
it is important. It is important because you get those like specific items like Stardust or, you know, Coagulated Agony, like those rare items.
Does the new does the legendary armor only ask you to do Secrets of the Obscure PvE stuff.
I believe so.
I haven't started.
Yeah.
Rook, what have you been doing?
I mean, some of the stuff, like, you do, you know, like with other legendaries, you know, you're having to make the, like, gift of fangs, gift of blood, gift of, so, like, technically those are things that, you know, some of those components aren't just restricted solely to Secrets of the Obscure.
Sure.
But as far as I know, like, the vast majority of the other stuff, you do have to do map complete for Secrets of the Obscure. You have to farm all the essences, all that kind of stuff.
There is an achievement farm as well. You have to do, or like the achievements for the map, where you have to get one of the gifts. Because I got that because I was doing the Astral Acclaim thing. You know, when you get the 300 reward for the special thing, it's on there now, and you get a gift from that, which is for obsidian armor, I'm pretty sure. So so it does involve completing some achievements, which I actually think is really good. I'm looking at the so Rook, did you say that it doesn't have like the gifts, or is it similar but they're more Secrets of the Obscure specific?
It has all. So, like, you do have to do things like some of the components and stuff that you'll need to get do involve things like the gift of blood, gift of fangs, gift of...
got you.
But then you also have to do like a bunch of Secrets of the Obscure specific stuff, because you have to get all of those you have to get all those collections from Secrets of the Obscure that give you the, like, I'll call them precursor armor sets, even though they're adjacent, but, like, you know, you have to have that Cryptus armor set, you have to have the Astral Ward armor set, you have to have, so you need to get all of the collections done that give you all of those before you can make the legendary PvE. And so that takes a bunch of the essences and the world, like the map completion from Secrets of the Obscure and other stuff like that.
Would you say it's more, well, I guess not more, but equally or less intricately designed than say the things you needed to do? I mean, obviously World versus World in PvP is not very intricately designed, but like the original legendary armor or some of these series 2 legendary weapons, let's say. I mean, maybe Kroof might have other thoughts on this too, or some of you might have more thoughts. So I've only done the Oreen legendaries, and I am about halfway through my raid legendary armor. So I would say, from my limited experience, and other people again might have different perceptions on this, it feels as though it's a little bit less like very, very specific achievement adjacent. So, like, with the raid armor, right? You know, like, you had certain things where it was like, you have to clear this boss doing exactly this thing, or like not get hit by this thing, or do. Yeah. So, like, it's less specific, but it is like more just kind of generalized grinding. More in line with PvP and World vs. World.
I'm going to put a guide in the chat actually from guildgen.com for the open world, and this is when you're getting it for the first time. And as I look through this, I'm like, there is so much currency. Like, there's
a lot of essence that you need.
Like, there's 21,000 essences of despair, like, somewhere, like, I'm seeing. You need so many research notes.
Yeah.
21,000?
Fun fact, the Ascended armor you can get in the Wizard's Vault can be salvaged for research notes if you want to just do that. Which is, I found out last week.
Good.
So that'll give you like...
Really?
That'll give you like 1.5k research notes.
Yes, I'm gonna go do that.
There's apparently some controversy. Well, okay, by controversy I mean, like, I know, like, Lara's like, it's not worth it, don't do it, but like,
it was the convenience for me.
I'm right there with you. I did it because I had all this Ascended gear that was just like sitting from the raids that I run every week. And I was like, well, I've got all this, and the Wizard's Vault Ascended gear is there. And, like, basically, if you go to the Mystic Forge and you get one of the, like, respec your Ascended gear kits kind of thing, you can use that on any Ascended gear, and that will make it so that it counts as you having sort of crafted it, and then you can break it down for research notes. And I think the stuff from the Wizard's Vault, I don't even think you have to do that with. I think you can just straight Can you
that's
just
even
straight
better.
convert it? I don't remember.
Oh, the Wizard's Vault? Oh yeah, you don't have to do anything.
No.
You
There,
just,
are
like,
some, there is some
so
stuff you can do that with. Yeah.
if you don't feel like buying gold, which people have done the math and they're like, actually just purchase the gold, it's more valuable. But I'm like, I needed that 1.5k research notes that day, so I said I'm gonna just purchase those.
I mean, it's just it's just like depends on, like, you know, not everyone's spending their every single waking moment of the game trying to like make like 1 gold, 2 silver, or whatever out of one thing.
True.
Just like F it. I want to just sometimes I just want to do the thing, and that's really cool. Thanks for that info. I am gonna literally go and buy some ascended armor and do that because I don't need any of it ascended armor.
Yeah, honestly, that's probably one of my
Sweet.
biggest points of feedback about both this collection and some. I don't know. I ran into it a bit as well with the Aurene legendaries, but for some reason it feels more obnoxious to me with the with this armor. I don't know why. But it's the research notes. I just find the research notes aspect, I think, to be still something that I'd like to see them open up a bit more. It's a bit of a pain point.
bit.
Like,
It's a pain
I
point for me.
really wish that it wasn't. I know that they're trying to incentivize with like the crafting and stuff like that. Like, I absolutely get it, and I agree that there should be something. So like, I don't know what the correct answer is on
just
this, but
craft research notes instead of
Yeah, like,
having
if I
that
could just-
middleman.
yeah, or like you get them just by
dropping from
crafting,
things.
or you're able to break down any of the generic gear that you get. Like, you can choose, right? Either I'll sell this stuff, I'll break it down for components, or
what
I'll
if
convert
when
it
you
into
kill
research
Asura?
notes, or
Jesus, that's harsh.
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're
Bloody
all
hell.
holding research notes.
Just
on
run
their
around
person.
They
and
have
kill
to be.
Asura. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just really wish that they would add some more things in that either you could break down to research notes. Like, if I could run metas and amass just random gear and break all of that gear down into research notes if
I
I was working on
agree.
something, I would prefer that, because like when I was looking at the actual amount of gold that it would take for me to just like essentially expedite buying whatever I wanted, I like it was a staggering amount, and like I have a decent amount of gold saved, but I was just like like I can't even afford this. Like, I can't afford to just buy the random garbage stuff off the market board even to convert into it. I was just like, so I mean, sure, I can try to, you know, craft my own stuff and research, but like it gets
It is
to the
clear
point
why
where
they did it, though, right?
yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted a way to. Well, yeah, they wanted a way to make the economy for crafted things stay stable and stay important in some way. When basically there's no other reason to have them these days.
That's true.
it's true, but it's also just not a great thing. in the
Learn
game.
to
It's just-
become more comfortable with it. It hasn't, and I think this entire process, because I just finished the Oniris spun armor set, so I'm now able to start, once I finish that collection, to actually start getting the legendaries themselves. It has felt much more general, and it's felt much more applicable, I'd say, for players, which is great. I haven't felt too much of that grinding burden because I haven't been just tunnel visioning rifts as much as other people have. And I think I've also been popping into convergences every once in a while, which do help with, you know, increasing variety. However, I am starting to get to that point where I am focusing on more through the legendary collection, where I'm like, okay, it is a little bit of a grind in terms of just doing one type of content. So I think if they had, you know, maybe increased the areas in terms of meta events, also rewarding that, it would just make it a little bit more palatable, because it's not like you're going insane doing one thing over and over and over again. But I do like that you have that option of just tunnel visioning it if you want to. It's not like a time-gated raid system. So I liked that.
The and if you do want to find out how much each of the things are on the trading post, etc., on the wiki, they're actually, I didn't even see this. I don't know how old or new this is, and I know there's a website that tells you some of the cheapest items you can get. It tells you research notes / salvage research. If you look that up on the Guild Wars 2 wiki, it tells you how much it costs, the average amount of notes you get, etc., and it's got it for every single crafting profession. What I do I used to make earrings and rings out of all the stuff I already had and I would never use for anything else, or I would sell them and then buy other stuff which is more expensive so I could get whatever. But I think it was a potion I started doing ages ago, and it was like the shamans or some flipping one. Anyway, it was from one of the old dungeons, and that was really good. But like I say, it's just really time consuming and it's kind of boring. It's just boring. That's why I don't like it. It's just boring.
Yeah, I'd much rather just craft the research notes.
Yeah.
Or what Rook is saying, where you
like
have
that
the option
idea.
to
Absolutely.
just...
Like if you're going around the world, you could even have like a research XP bar that could be like a mastery or something, and you're just getting XP and you spend it on like research. You know, actually ESO has got quite a good system for research. Like it just takes days or time to like research things, so then it's just time rather than just, and you can do things you actually enjoy. Anyway, we should probably move on because there's loads to cover.
Yeah.
As per usual, we are talking about a lot here. We talked about, the refresh of the Wizard's Vault, unless anyone else wants to talk about Obsidian Armor. I didn't really give my opinion. I've already got Raid Armor, and I've got some PvP armor and a set of World v World armor. This is okay, but is not enough for me to be like, oh, I need it. I kind of want to do it for the journey, but also it sounds awful. So no, I don't want to do it. I want to do it just to say I've done it, more of like a thing to be like, oh, I really need this. The medium armor is probably the best looking legendary armor I've seen.
Really?
Like, and out of all of them. It's just that I play a medium skin character. I mean, we've had butt capes for everything. So it's just like, you know, for it not to be a butt cape and to be an actual like armor piece where you can see your legs and, you know, the rest of your body. It's really, really cool. Like, I don't think the armor is specifically special itself. It's really just the runes, isn't it, that makes it, and the fact that it's kind of, you know, runed up to the nines. But yeah, I think it's okay. Like, it's cool. I think this part where I think is this the bit, Rick? I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. You said, I'm not sure who said it, but like I've slowed down the YouTube video. This bit where it just like is really bright for some reason. And it just like, it looks like the sun is coming out of this guy's ass/back.
It looks like
I don't know.
It looks like Gandalf has arrived on the third day.
Yes,
yes. The exact same thing.
That's exactly it. Man. That's
but
so
then
cool.
it explodes with runes.
Well, that is
like...
cool. And I would have actually really liked that to be dyed. A dyed effect that you could have. Like, imagine if you could dye that effect. I know it's probably very complicated and there's way more to it than I'm making up. I'm just saying, like, it would just be like one of these really cool, like...
I just think they expand too far out. It feels a little unnecessary. It's a bit hyperbolic. It's doing too much, I think.
It might be because we are fairly zoomed in and there's 3 characters doing it at the same time.
Like I've said several times today, it's important to zoom out sometimes. You gotta zoom out.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's important, not just in the game, but in life.
Yeah, that's right.
Zoom out.
Gotta zoom out.
Situation. Very good. Very good.
Heavy armor though.
Can't see the legendary armor for the trees.
Yes, that's right. Okay, let's go and have a look at the Wizard's Vault, because that was the next thing they mentioned. They really packed it in that paragraph. They were just like,
they did.
There's this.
Yeah.
Oh, good
Hold
Lord.
on. Yeah.
Where are we?
Yeah, I'm looking. We're in like those 3 paragraphs, right? So we talked about the obsidian. Okay, hold on. Here we go. The Fractal. We talked about the obsidian armor. Refreshed Wizard's Vault rewards. That's the next thing.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
I've got the video on. Yeah. Yep.
This looks good.
So it's the skin for the not spring. What's it called?
Skimmer.
Oh,
there's Skimmer boy.
Skimmer boy.
He looks nice, but he's still not a manatee. The manatee's still the best.
That's true.
That's true.
This is so pretty though. I love this. I love the little like
very magical.
curled, horny kind, like the horn things that it has.
Wait, what?
Perhaps
Rick?
the most magical house.
There's a cutie.
The horny
horny,
skimmer. Is that what they're calling it when you open the Wizard's Vault? Suddenly horny skimmer. Get your horny skimmer today. Sorry.
It's cute.
Wait. What was this? There's the skimmer, and then they've
capes. We got capes.
We got the skimmer, and we also have
That's
the
armor.
finished set for the Astral Scholar. We had this one. We have like the hands, the boots, and I think the hat.
Oh, they're just showing the chest piece.
Now we're getting the shoulders, the chest, and the pants.
Got it.
I would have liked them to show just all of it together, I think, as well. Or do they? Maybe they do that. And those weapons as well.
The heavy armor looks pretty good. I kind of like that.
I like it a lot. It's giving very Astrologian Final Fantasy 14, which I'm 100% on board for.
Me too.
I do like those hats, and that's why I made one. I was like, that's the main reason.
And we got the purple weapons.
Yeah, that's right. So the purple weapons, they look all right, actually.
Yeah, these are just recolored Astro weapon set that we got. Astrolabe? I thought it was Astrolabe. I think it is.
Astrolabe.
Yeah, they used to be blue and gold. Now they're purple and dark gray.
Interesting. I love purple's my favorite color, which is why I probably noticed
purple,
them.
as we all know, is more magical of a color than any other color.
It's the best.
Ask Mesmers.
Mm-hmm.
They're pink.
Yeah, there's some purple sometimes. Pinky purple. Pinky purple shades.
Magenta.
Pinky purple.
That's no chat. You decide. But yeah, good. New refresh. Skimmer.
Wait, do those little bubbles, do those little balls trail the thing the entire time?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
It's like the Griffin.
Nice.
Oh, that is cool.
We started the expansion with them out, and we're ending the expansion with them out.
Our ball?
With balls.
Did we start with balls though?
Balls out.
Balls.
Yeah, the arcane owl.
with balls.
Wow, Rook is
The horny
on
balls.
one today. Horny
the
balls
horny ball
out.
man.
Like anything else? You okay?
Listen, I'm not even directly responsible for this. I accidentally said I liked the horny thing on there. That was an accident, and I corrected myself, Jebro. You pointed it out. Now the balls one
you
that
like the balls.
yeah, but I was just
Like the balls on
repeating
that
for comedic effect. Yeah.
Okay.
There are 3 balls, so you know.
You're just
I
hogging.
just wanted to. Oh gosh. In a more appropriate comment.
How dare you?
From the filth that I've been peddling today, apparently.
Just terrible.
I just want to say that I think that one of the things that has been so good out of Secrets of the Obscure has been the Wizard's Vault. And I really love that they have refreshed it, and I think refreshed that, like, with the refreshes that we have gotten some stuff over the course of this year that are like really nice rewards. Like, I was just thinking about this in conjunction with how Final Fantasy 14 had kind of introduced like a PvP battle pass kind of thing, and it's not a paid system or anything, but like the rate of refreshing for their rewards there is much slower than the rate of refresh of rewards.
Is what I would say.
Yeah, it's much slower than the rate of reward refreshment that we even get in the Wizard's Vault. And the Wizard's Vault has introduced a lot of stuff that I'm like, I would have picked that up if it was in the cash shop. I would have picked this up, but it's not, and you just play the game and you just get it. And I really love that. I think that this has been such a nice feature, and seeing them add more mount skins and like directly listen to players about wanting more cosmetics and other things that they can just directly earn from playing the game was such an amazing thing for them to put in with Secrets of the Obscure.
Well, someone said it's literally the best feature of Secrets of the Obscure. I actually agree. And that might sound weird, but like I was telling you how I was really logging in for a long. I don't do it now because I've got everything I wanted, really, and I can get the extra gold, but you still get the option of just continually getting rewards from it as well, like gold and other stuff. And it's worth your time to do if you want to farm for all that stuff. But like, yeah, it's well worth it. Like, just as a system as well, it's one of the best they've put in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, I would say, maybe even ever. Probably one of the best systems they've put in the game, actually, ever, like legitimately. Really
I
good.
don't see this system changing for quite some time, other than like the actual dailies and weeklies that they do.
Yeah.
But in terms of the structure for rewards and cosmetics, it's great.
Yeah.
They nailed it.
I think, yeah. I mean,
I think Zomros is aware of the wizards.
Maybe.
That's actually a good question.
I mean, this system as well.
Oh, he has a Mystic Forge in the Wizard's Tower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe. Does he have like
be.
GPS location on all of his Mystic Forges?
I think he exists in them, yeah.
Yeah, he must.
So good. And the weapons don't look too bad. They're all right as well. They're not supposed to be like these epic things. They're free. So good skins. And finishing the armor off, unlike Kroof said. You say
Whose
that,
vault
Kroof?
is better, the wizards or Zomros?
The Wizards, because they're actually
Wizards, yeah.
charitable.
They
They
actually
give us stuff. Zomros just gave us
Zomros gives us
bosses.
stuff, but
and
like after
broken
1,000
friendships.
tries.
Mostly,
Yeah.
like not. It's not the stuff we always want, right?
Yeah.
They are broken
I threw
promises.
so
yes.
many Mystic Forge stones in there, and you gave me a rare level 78 piece of armor.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank
Mhm.
you.
Yes, what Nolan said, the legendary. Oh no, sorry, the legacy stuff. Yeah, and all of that stuff is still available forever, right? Like all of the skins, you'll always be able to get. So there's just gonna new people come to the game. They'll have like a wealth of stuff to farm for if they want to go and do that.
And
you know,
dearth.
do the dailies and stuff. But the legendary stuff, like I got a legendary. Shoot, what did I get? Oh my god. I can't remember. Short bow. No.
legendary legend story.
Actually, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. I lied. But the legendary, I did
Why you lying,
Jebro? Well, because I did
Jebro?
Chumpa thingamajig, and I did the whole story. I didn't do that. I didn't get the thing from it today. I can't remember what weapon I got, but I got it sword. I did when I got the sword, and you get you just get one of the gifts, right, or something. And I got lucky, and it was one of the most expensive ones. I made that in like a day. Because I had everything. It was just like
It is true.
What?
It is a lot easier to get a precursor from the Wizard's Vault than it is from Zomros' Vault.
That's true, yeah.
And so there is that as well. But like there's that as well. And laurels and obsidian shards and clovers.
Yeah.
It's got a lot in there, man. It's got a lot in there. Yeah, it's really solid. Nice. Yeah, but the thing is that it's really, really good content, but also to a degree, I'm like, oh, the best thing to come from the expansion is like a system. And I think
that's how it is a lot of the time, though, right?
Sometimes
Elite specializations. Heart of Thorns is
elite
pretty great.
specializations. True.
That's it, yeah, elite specializations is system.
I would like that to also be like the story was the most epic thing. You know, like when you're like, oh the story is so good, like it's the best story.
I'll
And
say,
that's
I
like,
think Soto as its base expansion was pretty great. I think they did a really good job for the base expansion. I liked my playtime.
I think
in
it's
it.
first for the first kind of outing with the new cadence. I think it was fine for what it was.
Yeah.
If it was, gone.
Oh, I was just gonna say they talk about this even later in the post, which I'm sure we'll talk to as we get to it.
Maybe in episode 74, yeah.
But like they do say they're going to be doing a talk or a live stream or some kind of, I don't know if it's broadcast or that's going to be a retrospective on Soto and a lot of the things that they learned.
That's cool.
And I would imagine that those weaker middle episodes are something that they're going to talk about. We'll see. But I have a feeling that probably, just like for many of us players, that was one of the bigger takeaways from Soto.
Sure.
I think that's going to be one of the things that as they look at a cadence for, a year-long expansion release, that's probably going to be something that they point out themselves, I would assume. But I mean, like the first portion, and we'll see what happens as we get the second culminating half here, because I feel like I haven't really been able to fully judge the story of Soto until we actually have the full year unfolded in front of us, because so much has kind of hung on what this second half culmination is going to be. Like, does it kind of make up for that weaker lull in the middle? Is it going to be really robust? Is it going to be a lot of like really interesting story stuff? I don't know. We're just going to have to see. Because I think that the story itself, the characters, the ideas and the concepts of the story, the the portions of it that we had that were really strong, like that opening portion, right? I think there was so much good stuff in those. I even like a lot of the concepts for the maps and some of the other things that they did in this expansion, and some of the optional collections that we had as well that told more about the stories of the characters. Again, all stuff that I actually think was really, really solid from Secrets of the Obscure. It was mostly just that kind of middle section that seemed like it needed more robust storytelling than they were able to do when it was outside of those two major releases. So I really enjoyed that from Soto, but I do think that some of the things that they released as features like the Wizard's Vault did perhaps eclipse some of the little bumps in storytelling that they experienced with this first year expansion, because they're just such good systems, and they addressed a lot of player requests. And the Wizard's Vault in particular feels so nice at a time when we're seeing many other games just whittle down or restrict more of what they're actually offering to players for, you know, the investments they're putting into the game.
Yeah. It seems like with the initial release, they were able to say, okay, this is how much content we could put into the initial release. This is, and because of it, we are able to tell this nice long story. Here you go. With afterwards, it seemed like it was kind of more what's the word I'm trying to say, like the
sandwiches,
the cart before the horse kind of situation.
Sorry, yeah.
It's like they were like, okay, we need 3 releases, and what kind of story can we tell in 3 releases with the amount of effort we could put into each of these?
Right, it's 4. Oh, you mean 3 releases after the expansion?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then they were like, okay, well, we can't tell this gigantic story that we want to tell. We have to, you know, limit ourselves. But then they limited themselves to a certain amount that it seems like had to be stretched in those 3 releases.
Yeah.
You know,
the content of the story felt more epic than they could have done.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
the scope of it was too big.
Yeah.
Because as far as I could tell, for the first 2 episodes, I mean, we're basically going into Nyos and trying to find Eparch to take him down. And it's like, it's pretty linear.
Yeah.
And we haven't really gotten very far because of the necessary stops in between each release.
Yeah. I think Soto should have ended with Eparch. And then the next 3 updates should have been like cleaning up his lesser minions or something. Like Saris would have been the main at the after the end of the initial expansion. Because it feels strange leaving the big bad to be in this segmented storytelling rather than in the bigger initial package.
I don't know. I'm still not sold on the way they put the whole idea of what Soto was going to be in terms of like being its own package and then having the 3 things. I just think that was, I don't feel like it makes sense anyway. I feel like that if you have to play the whole thing, otherwise it's just like, it just feels really a bit disjointed and like you're left with too much to think about. And then after the first initial part, because that's what they said, right? Like you're going to get the expansion, that's going to be its own thing, and then they embellish on the story, right? Or they do more, or it's separate. Wasn't that how they kind of sold it to us? I thought. That's what I thought. Anyway, I might be wrong. That's the way I got it.
I wasn't paying attention because my dog's barking in the background and I'm trying to stop it.
So the expansion had its own story, and the next 3 sections had its own thing as well. And I think you're saying, Creef, it would have been better to have Thingamajig, the big boy. Completely forgot their name, apparently Eparch. The big boy.
The big boy.
Being done in the first initial bit and then cleaning up. I mean, maybe, but also it just feels like, I don't know, without either or, like you need to play the whole thing. Like it doesn't feel very separate for me. It didn't feel separate at all. It was just like, this is the beginning of it. The expansion, like on its own.
At where it ended at the initial release, I also felt like this isn't over yet.
Yeah, it didn't feel like its own thing, right? Like it just felt,
I guess it did.
Like a part.
So the way that I kind of see it is that it seems to me like they clearly had these 2 sections, right? The Wizard's Tower and the lands that the the Astral Ward overseas, right? And then Nyos, the Realm of Dreams, and the incursion, the reverse incursion, right? We're no longer fighting them off. We're going to where they are to try to root out this antagonizing force. So the two-part narrative is there, and I felt like generally we had a fairly good, the kind of imminent threat is the fact that Eparch is trying to invade and the demons are trying to corrupt, so many of the people in that first section of the story, and that you fight them off, you fight them back, and you secure the land, like the realm of the Astral Ward. So that's kind of like story 1. And then story 2 is going into Nyos, learning about what's happened in this land to these people that, have been considered these malicious antagonizing forces for so long in the worlds of Tyria and to the Astral Ward, and confronting and fighting Eparch. But because we had this sort of weird middle section where they introduced Nyos, but I really feel like even if they had just released part 1 and part 2, almost back to back with the optional fractal in the middle or something, that probably the story would have felt just very complete in a sense. But because we sort of got this very limited, timid introduction to Nyos, with the kind of smaller scale interim story, it just seems like the momentum, right? It just fell. And then it kind of creates this strange starting point for what's going to be the second half. Whereas, if we had just come in with another drop like we had in the first portion of the story and had all this buildup, introduced all of Nyos just like the Astral Ward and everything had been introduced to us, then I think it would have been a lot stronger. And I don't think that the narrative as it is bad in concept. It's just kind of those weird middle bits that make
disjointed.
It feel...
Do you think was it disjointed, or I don't even know if disjointed is the word.
I think I would have rather had them in those interim, that middle part. I would have almost rather have just had them literally just have us focus on the Astral Ward still, and learn a little bit more, get some more hints about, Eparch and the past that the Astral Ward has in the world, do various quests and things, see what it's like for Zoja as she ascends, and then have us really kick off strong as we venture into Nyos after we have that build up for part 2, and they could really create and deliver a whole thing, because Nyos was a lot to serve up in very small limited sections. You're going into a whole world that players have thought about going into for ages, that might be different than we imagine, that's home to life forms wildly different than our own. And I think that if you don't sell the opening of that and communicate that world really clearly and really effectively to players, it falls flat, because it's just sort of oh, this is cool, but does it really feel like a whole other world? Does it really feel like we know a lot of the entities or characters that are here in it, populating it? No. Maybe we know a few of them, but then a bunch of them die, or then
they're not giving it enough credit. They didn't give it enough of a showcase, are you saying, for the Nyos, do you think?
It definitely felt like there were no allies in Nyos besides the one that died really early.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got what's his name?
Now we do, yeah. So in instances,
no, the other guy,
the
other guy. He's really good. The voice actor guy. Oh, what's his name? Flipping
The
out.
new guy?
No, he's not
Is it
new.
the serpent guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Ramses.
Ramses. He's great. I really like Ramses.
Yeah, he's great.
He's cool.
Great, but yeah, you get one little outpost, and I guess maybe the friendly Nyosans are further away from the center of Nyos, and everything else inside is loyal to Eparch.
Things are cool as well. They're really cool. Little cryptus panda things.
And that's where I think we could have been served better, with the actual start and intro of Nyos being something that was told in a big hunk, right? Because just like we saw with the Astral Ward in the first section, so in the first portion of the story, we meet the allies kind of one by one. We're introduced to Oh, what's her name's daughter? The Norn. I always forget her name every single time.
Arena.
Frode and Arena, yes. So like we meet Arena, she leads us in, we meet each of the old and new faces. We, through the meta on the maps, interact even more with the characters. We have basically the whole cast established for us. We can talk to them, we can interact with them. Many of them have side stories in the metas. And in the actual main story itself, they take you through. We have the Fractal where we meet, sorry, names are hard for me today, so everybody thank you for filling in. The amazing Jotun.
Dagda.
Dagda.
Yes.
So like we meet Dagda through the Fractal. You know, we get some stuff with Mabon, whether or not you cared for where they, sort of killed him in the story, or but like
spoilers.
Generally, sorry.
I mean, if they're watching they should know by now. I'll put spoilers in the title.
Generally, that length of major hunk of release was, for the most part, effective in at least establishing most of these major players, giving relationships between them and so on and so forth. I really think the introduction to Nios was underserved, particularly in the character department. We have the general now, yes, but like, I feel as though it would have been so much more effective if we had had a big story hunk where like you go in and we are acquiring these allies in much the same way, right? You're learning about them. You're hearing from Paitha's side. You're seeing that there are like relationships and entities. We're hearing in the background all this time about some of the legendary figures of Nios and how long their history and culture has been lost because of all of this stuff. We hear about the general multiple times long before we encounter him, or we even, see what an impact he could have. Again, it's just kind of one of these things where because they decided to actually kick off the introduction of Nios in these smaller sections, and it didn't seem like they were able to dedicate as much narrative resources to those as maybe I think it needed to support it. We just kind of ended up with some little characters that kind of get slapped with a name and then they sort of just get shuffled off, and then, oh, here's this guy and he's just going to help you. Why? Because you need an army and he's going to lead it. So like, again, it wasn't something where we had, I think, as much of the established, built up storytelling. And I think that would have been so much stronger as an anchor. So I'm hoping that they can almost cover some of that ground a bit more with this second release and like really firmly establish some of those characters and Nios in a way that feels more seamless for folks who will be coming in and playing this all continuously in the future, right?
I think that'll be really interesting to see how it plays in its entirety when this final release is published.
Someone did say in the chat, I think it was Yulia, there was a good point about there is a lot of kind of running about and filling up the bar in the middle, which was kind of like, it's kind of funny that Kroof yawned when I said that, because it was a bit like
I need oxygen.
I know. Oh no, I'm not like, yawning is great. Do the yawning. But like it was just like, it was a bit boring. Like, I mean, and by the way, yawning doesn't mean you're bored, everyone. It's exactly what Kroof said. Partly it's oxygen. Also, in many different fields, it's about energy.
I can't breathe right now.
You move your energy around. But yeah, like they said, there was that aspect for it. There should be, to a degree, but it shouldn't be commanded. Like, it shouldn't outshine the story, and I think it did in the middle. I think people remembered the green bar more than they remembered the story, which is the unfortunate part of it. But it wasn't that bad. I think people definitely blew it up way more than they should have. But it's just it's just my opinion. Should we continue? Because we still got like World War I PvP. We got the rest of it, and I'm very conscious that we
have 26 more minutes before I have to go.
Yes. So look, we don't have to spend a lot of time on World War I. Do we? I mean, maybe we read it, but like it's not huge, but I mean, it is also a bit huge. So I think we should probably look at it. Does anyone want to read this?
Touch on it.
Yeah. I think it's important.
Let me do. What are we talking about?
Sure. World War I.
World versus World updates. It's happening. We're excited to announce that World Restructuring System will be moving into always on beta status, beginning with a World versus World reset on June 14th, 10 days after Rook's birthday.
Thank you.
This feature has been a long time coming, and there will be undoubtedly be kinks that we'll need to iron out with the launch, but making the feature perpetually available to players will allow us to iterate on the system more quickly than the limited beta events we've been running previously. For example, we are continuing to hammer out the remaining queue bugs. To further mitigate the queue issues in the short term, we'll add an additional tier to both NA and EU World vs. World, which will reduce the queue length for maps during prime time. As a note, the end of the final relinking period will be extended from May 31st to June 14th, also 10 days after Rook's birthday. We have a few important changes coming to help prepare for the introduction of world restructuring. We are increasing the guild membership limit from 5 to 6 to give World vs. World players some added flexibility in creating or joining guilds for world restructuring. Second, we're introducing an in-game timer under the name Next Team Creation Lockout in the guild panel to help communicate when changes to battle guilds will take effect. Finally, to help memorialize the worlds we've been battling over for the past 12 years, you'll be able to don a new title to honor them. Example, Anvil Rock Veteran. These will be available as a free one-time. It's interesting that you chose Anvil Rock Veteran because is Anvil Rock Veteran, then you got Henge of Dinravi Badass, and you got Emery Bay Total Smoke Show. So, yeah. So I mean, if you just want to be a veteran, that's fine. But
But if it would be Alpha Chad, you know.
Oh god.
These will be available as a free one-time purchase from Commander Warrazor in World vs. World. We recognize that the world you consider to be your true home may not be the one you currently reside on, so we're leaving it up to you to choose the title that means the most to you. So
Can they
choose
do it with
carefully.
EU too? Because I'm like, I want to get a Royal Glade.
Yeah, of course they have EU. But it sounds like you'd only choose one though, just to let you know. The May 21st update also brings some quality of life and balance adjustments, largely in response to the feedback we've been monitoring since our last round of changes on April 16th. We're continuing to observe the impact on the recent changes and expect to iterate more on World vs. World systems in future updates. For example, health bar for objective lords will now be displayed on in the event UI, making their status much easier to track. Pro tip: clicking the lord's health bar in the event UI will make them your active target, and that works for PvE events too. Yeah, that's actually true. Did you know that? If you click on the monster, the little
I did not know that actually. No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Siege disruptors will now be unblockable. We're increasing the base level and tier 3 supply capacities for keeps by 50 and increasing the amount of supply granted by the supply drop tactic by 100 to add some power back to defending. Yeah,
they're trying to do that, aren't they? They're trying to really make a little bit more of the whole siege part of the game rather than just running so there's another section of it. So that's good. I really like that idea. Right.
And then the Chilling Fog activator now heals allied players every few seconds for its duration instead of chilling enemy players.
Love that.
Which makes sense because chilling enemy players is not very useful, especially since there's so much Condi clear.
Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't.
And
it's
just
not worth
resistance, and it's no longer
resistance,
a thing.
Yeah.
And people will be using that. It'd be kind of exciting to, there's some nice changes in there. Solidly on as well, like servers are gone and it's about
they're
guilds.
planning a new round of changes on July 16th and they're going to talk about it more later. There you go.
Cool. Any comments? Just really good, like good start, I think. They need more World stuff anyway, but good. Wicked.
Yeah. I think the only real comments are just that I'm glad this is finally releasing. I'm glad that they've, addressed a lot of other things with it because this is something they've really wanted to put in the game for a really long time. And they have been, no doubt, working on really hard in between all the other stuff that they've been doing. So actually seeing it release, actually seeing people be able to do it. And then, of course, getting to see them add in some extra things, like taking into consideration that, hey, world identity might still be something that, some folks feel a connection to. So recognizing that with titles and also then doing some of these other little adjustments and things, I think again it just it's been really impressive to me, especially as the team has been working through End of Dragons and coming out of that, how attentive they have been to a lot of stuff and just trying to add in some additional things that genuinely are just so nice and considerate for players. I mean, even some of the stuff we didn't talk about above with the camera reticules and everything else. Like, again, stuff that like they don't have to put in, but they are, and they're doing for all of us. So I'm really happy to see all of this because it feels really proactive and like they really thought about some of the bigger picture and what they could do with what they were able to release. So,
and important thing to remember is that this is not alliances how they originally penned it. People who are watching or listening, this is more of a guild system where, you know, there's guilds that people are going to be going into, and they get, you know, you pick which guild you want to rep, and then they get put into the various servers or alliances, whatever. Not alliances, but you know, the things.
So which is great that they added that extra guild for everybody, so that you don't have to like lose a guild in order to join a World versus World one. So
make sure you utilize it if you want to. So that's how people are going to make alliances. Technically, they'll make guilds with that amount of players on who are probably going to be quite frequent. So if you want to kind of start looking for those specific guilds, this is going to be a good time to start doing that for sure.
Also, they didn't touch upon it, but it sounds like they probably don't, you know, keep track of how many or different servers you've been on throughout your life as a Guild Wars 2 player, right?
No.
So probably you could choose any server as the server that you pretend that you've been on.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think anybody's going to be like, I've been on Blackgate the whole time?
I will.
I mean, of course they will. I mean, I'm going to just do Aurora Glade because that's the first server I was ever on, so.
I cannot remember the first server I was on.
I mean, we're all partners, so we've just moved. So, you know,
that's true.
I mean, like, that's just, I was just like, yeah, that's the first one I was ever on. And it was EU, so. Hopefully you can get EU titles on it now. That would be good. I guess it would just be the same vendor. You just have all the things there. That's cool. Yeah. Let's get through this because we're running out of time. Kroof, have you read a thing yet? Do you want to read a thing?
No, but PvP is your specialty.
Fine. Player versus player updates. It is, but I barely play it anymore because it's toxic AF. As they say, and the reason why I'm saying
toxic AF, hashtag banned, hashtag not the vibe check.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Love it. That's exactly right. On June 25th, and it's a hot topic everywhere, like in social media right now, in terms of like Valorant recently. There was a lady who was streaming, and there was, I'm not going to talk about it specific,
bad.
but it was really bad. But that was bad. But that happens all the fucking time.
I mean, that literally happened to me when I was playing Overwatch competitively. Like, it was like, it wasn't even, and that wasn't even something that I like recorded for posterity. It just literally would happen on a day when I would boot up the game to play Overwatch and dare to put my voice on a match, you know, which is wild, disgusting. But it does happen.
It's disgusting, and it happens way too much, and people need to do something about it. And the reason that people don't play PvP in Guild Wars 2 isn't really the game modes, etc. It's the toxicity. And when they start to really realize that, they will get more people to play it. And all of these things probably won't change it, but you know, it's a thing. I have very strong opinions of this, apparently. On June 25th, we'll be introducing some quality of life and rewards improvements in preparation for the start of the next ranked season on July 2nd. To add some new build options, we're introducing 2 new attribute amulets, which is cool, called Heretic, which is 1000 power, 1000 precision, 500 healing power, and 500 ferocity. And then we've got Tyrant, which is the same-ish. Oh, no, it's not. 1000 power, 1000 condition damage, 500 precision, and 500 toughness. And add an Ogre and Tormenting runes as well. Cool.
Wait, Ogre... Okay, Ogre runes don't do the pet anymore because it's the relic. Yeah, got it.
On the rewards front, our goal is to make ascended armor and weapons more accessible in PvP. They're pretty accessible anyway, really. By increasing the number of Grandmaster marks that can be earned each season. Oh, that is actually really, really, really good. It's just going to be quicker. Because you have to get a certain amount of marks to grab a piece of armor. I think it's 4 for a chest piece, for example, or something like that. Or 6, I can't remember. And decreasing the amount of ascended shards of glory needed. Really? I mean, they're really not that rare. To purchase ascended armor and weapons, you just need to play the game mode. We'll also be introducing reward trap potions and adding reward trap potions. They're still in the game. What are they talking about?
Took them out.
Oh, from the reward tracks?
Yeah, you have to reward track potions.
Oh, I've just got stacks, so I guess I never noticed. Weird. Okay, I've got thousands of those things. Weird. I didn't even know they took them out. Why would they have done that? That's so weird. Okay. New sources for karma from PvP rewards. Yes. Apparently karma is something that people want to get from PvP. Never heard that as a thing from anyone I've ever,
it is ironic,
ever played PvP. It is a little bit ironic. Wow. Yeah, that's funny.
A little bit.
I mean, there should be more karma in the terms of like bans and like timing people out. Because God,
no, I just meant because you're fighting each other.
I know what you meant. I'm just adding on top of it. Finally, like the prestigious colored titles we've added for World v World and Endgame PvE, we'll be updating the Champion Brawler title, awarded for 10,000 wins in Rated Arena games, to a colored version in the July 16 update, which is how many days after Rook's birthday, Boots? 16? 12?
Did you say July 17th?
July 16th. It's 12 days, right?
So no, that's quite a few days after, because that's July.
Yeah.
It's July. Sorry. Yes, it's July. Yeah. My bad. But you work that out, and then we'll.
JJK.
JJK. What? Daily in July 16th update, we'll adjust the frequency of our daily automated tournaments to consolidate teams into fewer events and increase competitiveness. Okay. We'll also add. I'm not really sure what that means, but okay. We'll also add a new weekly tournament event on a Sunday in each region that features increased rewards. Cool, that's good. This seems like a good time to mention that we'll also be bringing back the Tournament of Legends event. Nice. On a twice yearly cadence, and we'll be back in the near future to confirm the next date. So that, if you don't know, the winning team wins a legendary each. And then other teams win things like precursors, etc., etc. I would say that now more than ever, that should be something else in addition to the probably legendary weapon, because it's a little bit easier to get things now. It's not easy, but like, you know, I think that would be nice if you could get something extra. Do you want to do skills and balance and then the last bits and bobs, Kroof? Or do you want to continue? I mean, firstly, anyone want to add anything to that? I think it's just like...
Yeah, nice changes finally, I guess.
They're just nice changes somewhere. But I honestly... I'm going to be a bit of a doomer here, as they say. This won't change the population of PvP whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm feeling... What would get me back would be kind of... Well, I always kind of turn chat off anyways. But maybe a more streamlined kind of in a skill system for PvP. But also... just a new game mode, like something that's a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, the game
that isn't like about, oh, you didn't rotate at this time, so you lost the game, and you're like, oh, sorry, my bad, fam.
Yeah, it's the game mode thing. I mean, we've been on about that for a while, and everyone, I love Conquest, and it was really fun to commentate, and I love it, but it's people just don't know how to play it. It's really not that complicated, but there's a lot of nuance to it, and
people have found ways to make it extremely complicated to maximize like their strategies and like, but it's an interesting game mode, but I just like something a little bit more straightforward that more people can kind of understand.
I think it would just be easier for people, yeah. Okay, Kroof, go. Skills
and balance. Our next set of skills and balance updates will arrive on June 25th. We're primarily focused on improving the usability of underpowered skills, utilities, and traits, and in bringing in outlier builds where necessary. As usual, the skills and balance team will be live on Twitch next Friday, May 24th at noon Pacific, to give a preview of the update. And the release notes preview will be live on our forums shortly after. We'll see you there. Yeah. Skills, that's exciting. Festivals and bonus updates, and bonus events. June 4th to the 25th is Dragon Bash. July 2nd is the start of PvP Conquest. July 2nd to the 9th, Second Treasure Week. Don't know what that means.
Treasure Week.
Curious about it,
Yeah, I think maybe like the crate.
Oh yeah, maybe the crate stuff. Maybe you get better things in the crate chests.
Not just the sigils things.
July 9th to the 16th will be the Dungeon Rush bonus. Nice. July 16th to 23rd, PvP Rush bonus event.
Nice.
The 23rd to the 30th, Living World Season 3 bonus event. And the 30th to August 20th is Festival of the Four Winds.
I can't believe that's already coming back round. That is wild. Oh my God, what is happening? And then the handy event calendar, yes. Go and look at that.
Nice.
For sure. It is
to
nice.
have. It'd be nice to actually have an in-game plugin for that as well.
Yes, that would
like
be so nice.
in World of Warcraft. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
So in here they talk about the retrospective blog.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Proof's gonna read it.
Aren't you forgetting something? Oh, right. What happens after the Midnight King? Well, you'll find out very soon, as it turns out. In the next few weeks, we'll post a development retrospective blog post for Guild Wars 2 Secrets of the Obscure that talks about what we learned from the process and how we're taking those lessons forward into our next expansion. Shortly after that, you'll get your first look at what that next expansion has to offer. Between that and everything we talked about above, it's shaping up to be a pretty exciting summer. As a final note, I'd like to take a moment to extend a heartfelt congratulations to 4 remarkable individuals who recently celebrated their 20-year anniversaries working at ArenaNet. Tammy Foote, Aaron Coberly, Andrew Frosty Gray, and Matthew Medina. Thank you for the undying dedication, creativity, and passion. Here's to many more years of crafting incredible experiences together. And to our community, as always, thank you for your continued support. We'll see you in game. Josh, not an actual Grouch, Davis.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm glad that they keep the Grouch there, but yeah, he's definitely not a Grouch as much as he used to be. I'm winking there. He used to be a lot worse. He's a good lad. Grouch is a really good guy. He's got a lot of fans. Okay. Yes. Also, congrats, Tammy, Aaron, Andrew, and Matthew as well. 20 years.
20 years is wild.
That is wild.
Long time.
Yeah. So there we go. We've got the May, June, July all planned out for us about this time of year. We know that. And then it's going to be, and I guess when we get the release next week, it's next week it's heading, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. Then we'll find out how many days we've got until the next one, because it tells you, doesn't it? Pretty much just how many days you got left until the Astral Vault is done. Although not necessarily. But 3 months, I guess, from then, which is what? It's just gonna be August again.
So what are you gonna do for Dragon Bash Festival, Rook?
What am I gonna do for it?
For Dragon Bash
mean?
Festival, yeah.
What do you mean? What am I gonna do for it?
It's on June 4th.
Oh,
that is true.
Not be in game.
Hopefully you won't be at home in game playing the Lonely Tower Fractal.
Oh my god.
No, theoretically I'll be doing something out and about, but I do love a good dragon festival and I do love some dragons. So thank you for kicking that off right on my birthday. Arena, I know all of Guild Wars 2 is scheduled and planned around my birthday every year, so thank you so much.
So important.
I gotta make it a little extra special.
That's
and
right.
As they should.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. Generally, we have... Oh, last thing. Twitch drops. If you're watching this after the Twitch drops week, starting on Tuesday, the 21st of May, which is when that begins, and it'll be till Sunday, I believe. You can get yourself one of the old outfits unlock boxes. So we're actually going back to skins.
Oh, that's great.
The last drops, I think it wasn't amazing.
So I got one last. They did this before. I think there was a drop of this previously.
Yep.
And I picked the Mad King outfit because obviously. But this time I think I got because I think the Prince's outfit, the Bloody Prince's outfit, I think it comes with the staff, the Bloody Prince staff.
I don't think so.
No.
No, I don't think any are, but I think maybe they
buy
used
it on
to.
the trading post.
Yeah, I think they used to, but I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
They might have added some stuff to the old one, but forget it. But from May 21st at 9 a.m. Pacific, which is, you can work that out. It says UTC -8, of course. to May 26th. 5 days. Yes. 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Sorry. Is? Yes, either just
Time
not put it
zones.
to. You've just not put it again for some reason. Yes. More on the other ones. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just 6 hours and you get that.
Yeah.
Might be. They're not going to put anything between that?
I don't think
There
so.
must be.
That's weird. They must
It's
do.
probably going to be at every. No, they're going to add some extra stuff in between. It's going to be like,
Yeah.
a revive orb, and then
Yeah. Oh, God.
something
No.
like that.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Some
Oh,
transportation
no,
charges.
Don't do that. Don't. Give people
I hope there's a little
transportation charges at
something.
least. Something fairly decent.
No, it'll be like a stage every hour or every 2 hours. It's going to be like a
Hopefully.
little thing. Yeah.
Should be. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely job. We
did
have
it.
come to the end, and now we wait. Boots, how long have we got?
Like 5 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just have to do the outro then, because we can't
I
balance
guess
too
we'll just
much. otherwise
sit
it'll take
here and
for ages.
stare at each other for 5 minutes.
Let's just all look
mean-
into each other's eyes for 5 minutes.
Sure, it's
But
gonna be at
zoom
least-
in all the cameras really far.
Into the eyes.
Not
The
mine.
eyes are the windows
Where's
to the
my-
soul.
There's the camera.
And my windows have curtains. Oh my god.
It's a great time, everybody. Great podcast.
Do everybody else now.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's really
god.
good.
Listening.
Pretty
Oh, are you
good.
doing it?
Pretty good.
That's too much.
Oh, I
Oh
love
no.
Boots
Boots is on me. No. Oh yeah. yeah.
It's
Maybe
just
some more
boots.
boots.
Wait, stretch it out so it's just the
boots.
eyes.
That's what I'm
No,
not
this is,
stretching out.
leave it like this. Leave it like this.
It's
This is
just-
great.
I was
This
like,
is
This is
really
great.
fun.
We all become
no, there you go.
boots.
There you go.
There you go.
Region.
There
Sorry,
you go. Don't run away from it. Don't run
Don't
away from the
apologize.
camera.
This is the best content we've ever made.
It is though.
You all have to really get a great look at Boots right now and just like really, really appreciate Boots because we don't know, with new baby
We don't know
on
what's
the
gonna
way,
happen.
With little baby
Yeah,
Boots coming,
make the
we don't
most
know
of
how
it.
long.
See me again.
Yeah.
Boots
No.
Bootception just happened.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like a 5-month compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Like half
We're
a
gonna
year
have like
later.
a Boots drought coming up, everybody. So
Yeah.
get as much
Yes.
Boots as you can right now. Watch those adventure videos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make sure you do. And honestly, congrats from us all. Like all the things
Yes.
for Monday. Like all the things, all the love from all of us.
Thank you.
Drop
Yes,
comments
yes,
below.
yes.
Send your energy to Boots and Mrs. Boots and
Y'all got this.
Mini Boots.
You got it.
Awesome.
The whole shoe rack of the Boots family.
Yes, the whole shoe rack.
Because they're all like they're, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
we
So,
know.
right, they're all
Oh, yeah.
We do know.
I was very confused.
You
I'm
were?
so sorry.
You okay?
I don't know why that took me so
I
long.
know you're
I'm
ill,
usually
but come
much
on now.
faster than that.
Amazing.
I was like, you call him a shoe rag?
What's the shoehorn in the family? Is that the embarrassing uncle?
Who's wielding a war horn?
Yes.
Let's go. Crew, tell us what you do, where you do it. Where can people watch you? Are you going to be
Hi,
around during
everyone.
drops?
Just Google Kroof and the YouTube and you'll find me.
Excellent outro.
That's it. No, I am
Excellent.
actually, hopefully next month, I am planning on putting some more time and effort into my online persona. I'm really trying to get that marketing up.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
But
That
thank
last
y'all.
thing, you probably don't want to think about that. As a contribution to increasing your.
I want to
Social
start
media
beef with
presence.
someone. I want to have like I think Guild 2 needs like a drama scene. I'm just kidding.
Started
start
with
fighting?
boots. Start with boots, and that's why they
We
leave.
should,
Yeah.
we should have some beef, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beef with boots.
I'll take a
Beef
Wagyu
with
steak.
boots. It sounds like a series. Wait.
I'm down.
Love that. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Boots is down for beef. Rookery.
What a thing to say about a person and then pass it over to me on. Thank you so much. Yeah.
What a hot potato.
I'm trying to catch it, but there's no way. Too hot for me. Hey, I'm Rook. My
Wait, what?
birthday is June
Too
4th.
hot.
As you all probably know by now.
Sorry.
No, you can find me on my channel all year round, not just on my birthday. And actually, you probably won't even find me on my channel on my birthday, so come every other day except for then. You can find me over on Rookery, ROOKURI. You can find me on my YouTube channel at the same, and you can find me on Twitter at Rookery_. If I'm not there or here, I might be on the 14 podcast that I do, which is Eighth Right Radio with Gamerscape. And if I'm not in any of those places, there's a very good chance that you can find me shoutcasting, hosting, or commentating various events around the MMO sphere and beyond. So keep an eye out on social media and all that good stuff, because I try to let everybody know when that's happening and where.
Boom. Boots. Your go. Tell us what you do, where you do it, because we may not see you for a while, so you got to really milk it.
Hey everybody. It's really been a pleasure being here with you guys on this podcast for all this time.
You're not leaving the podcast. Are you?
I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. And I'm gonna miss all of you out there in chat and listening at home. I don't know when I'm gonna be back. Maybe never.
What?
Don't say that.
Then we have to get the art changed.
Oh
You
my
can't
God.
do that.
But just know this: wherever I am and wherever you are, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking you're kind of silly.
Are you thinking about me as well, the most?
Maybe a bit stupid.
Huh?
We love you, Boots.
That's
You're
great.
great.
That's
No,
great.
You will
You
be
know,
missed. Like
you will be
a
missed.
hole in the boot.
Every time I lace up my boots, I'll think of you.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm. Hiking
I need to
boots.
first purchase some boots.
That's right.
Yeah,
Every
maybe
time
we
you-
can. No, you
Like,
go.
not-
Go.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, I
oh.
think that's right. Every time you see a pair of boots, think of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can all like bring Boots to the podcast and just to have them here as our like emotional support Boots
Yeah.
during this time when you're away from the
Emotional support
podcast.
boots.
Mhm.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'll have to go to that one.
I mean, it's
event.
very funny. Like it'll be great when I like come back in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Boots
Be like,
might be
hi
here
guys,
in
you
2
miss
weeks.
me? It's been a month.
Boots might be coming back just like periodically while things are getting settled, but like Boots potentially isn't maybe going to be absent all the time. But there will be sometimes, and maybe there
I'll
won't
probably be able to
maybe
get away for a bit, but it's gonna be rough for a few, probably at least a month. I'm guessing.
It's going to be wonderful. That's what it's
And
gonna
with the pace of this podcast, you'll miss 2 episodes. You'll be fine.
be.
Yeah, you'll be
might
good.
miss one. Like next week, we're having one for sure. We will be back 1 p.m. Pacific next week. Twitch.tv/JebroUni at 1 p.m. Pacific. You can do the working out because I can't be bothered. Please
Working
go and
out?
watch out. What?
I just like. I also want to point out that there was a period of time in the middle of the podcast where Rook was talking about the story and like talking about how they were writing it in hunks of story. Like a big hunk of this, a big hunk of that. It would have been nice if there was a big hunk. And then Kroof just was like every once in a while smiling a little bit, thinking that she was talking about him.
You know?
I mean, as we talked about, Kroof is a bona fide hunk and only getting hunkier. So, I mean, I'm not ashamed to admit it.
me?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, yes, I'm you. Oh, my God, I'm gonna fan myself.
little old me.
Put on that way. Oh, flex it. Flex it. Oh, my God. The muscles for days. Kroof's been working out, everybody. If you couldn't tell.
I have been. Though y'all cannot see my lower body, which is where like the real
Okay,
progress has
taken out of
taken.
context. Taking out of context.
I'm not bragging. I'm just being honest.
Before, whoa.
I have to
Okay.
just say, you know, if the mood so strikes you before you start skipping out on leg days to really focus on that upper body, if you just
know,
want to
yeah.
like crush a watermelon, like, if you
I
just
want to
wanna
see if I can
crush a
do that.
watermelon,
I would
like,
love to.
great. I would love for you to do that and do that.
Would y'all
so
go to my Twitter to watch me crush a watermelon with my
I would go to
eyes?
your Twitter. I'm there already. I'm on it right now.
Let me go to
Next
the store real
up.
quick. I will have that updated by tonight.
Next up, Kroof will be splitting a watermelon with their lower region areas.
Yes. Called legs. Called legs.
I thought that's what we were talking.
Lower reach your
Wait, what if I just do it? What if I'm like in a SpongeBob
All of
cartoon
them
and it's just my
together.
butt cheeks?
Right.
What if I just
All of
smash
them.
with my butt
It'll be-
cheeks?
It'll be
Do
your,
it with your- yeah,
it will be
that
your
sounds good.
butt.
Like
It will be
you
that
crush a
whole.
slice of watermelon.
No,
We
the whole
got it,
entire
Tom.
watermelon. Like
Yeah.
I'm in an episode of SpongeBob where like Patrick just.
Proof
like,
is just gonna
yeah.
mount a watermelon. That's it.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait,
You've
what?
taken it to a place that we did not want to go.
Oh.
Speaking of which,
Well,
I
we're
do have
already
to
there.
leave now.
Yes. Speaking of which, Boots wants to be in different places he needs to be. So
Yes. Well, I
Yeah,
wasn't the one who
that's-
carried this on. God damn it.
Wow.
Okay.
thank y'all for coming out. We really
Hey.
appreciate you.
Hey now. YouTube.com/Jebro. You need to find out to check out all the past episodes. Search for us on Spotify, iTunes, all the things. Give us a cheeky little review. If you've watched this and you enjoyed it, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. Share it with your friends, and we'll see you next time on the Lightbringers podcast. Best wishes as well to our friend Fornax. We will see them next time. Hopefully they're feeling better. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Episode 24 of season 3. I guess we'll be having a new season soon. But we've got one more part left
Yeah.
of Secrets of the Obscure. And we'll speak about it next week. Bye-bye for now.